Welcome to Legacy Kids Sunday School!
This is the story of David and Goliath. This is Goliath, really strong and really tall dude.
Why have you come out to line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine and you the servants of Saul? Choose a man for yourselves and let him come down to me. If he is able to fight with me and kill me, then we will be your servants. Ha! But if I prevail against him and kill him, then you shall be our servants and serve us. I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together.
Take this food to your brother. See how they're doing and report back to me with the news.
Choose a man for yourselves and let him come down to me. If he is able to fight with me and kill me, then we will be your servants. But if I prevail against him and kill him, then you shall be our servants and serve us.
Hey, ma'am, you hear what was gonna happen to the guy who killed that guy?
No, what was that?
Man, you gotta hear this. He's gonna get a bunch of riches. He's gonna get to marry the king's daughter. And his father's house won't even have to pay taxes.
Wow.
You wanna be that guy.
Hi, Brother Eliab. How are you?
What are you doing here? Where are the sheep? Did you leave them alone? You're prideful. You know what? You have a black heart. You're just here to see us big guys fight for battle. That's what you are. You just came to see the fight. You're so prideful.
What have I done for this? What is the cause for this? I will go fight Goliath.
Ah, you're a tiny little man. You could not fight Goliath. He's been fighting for a while now.
I have killed lions and bears with my bare hands. I will have the strength of the Lord on my side to be able to defeat Goliath.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Those are too heavy. You know I can't do this by myself. I need your strength and your power to be with me as I go. Lord, you will be the only way I can get through this alive. Lord, you know, Lord. Give me strength, God. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You come to me like a dog brings a stick.
You come to me with a sword and a shield, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, who has delivered you into my hand.
The story of David and Goliath, as found in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17. Narration by Sister Caitlin Showstrand. Illustrations by Brother Rob Gastineau and Brother Josiah Gastineau. While Saul was still king, the Philistines gathered together to fight the Israelites. With the Israelites on one mountain and the Philistines on the opposite one, the two armies faced each other and waited to see what the other would do. Now the Philistines had a champion named Goliath, who was almost 10 feet tall. He wore bronze armor that shone in the sun, a sword on his belt, a massive spear, and a shield bearer to walk in front of him. He was terrifying. Goliath walked down to the valley between the two armies and shouted to the Israelites, "Why has your whole army come out to fight? Aren't I a Philistine, and aren't you Saul's servants? Choose a champion among you and let me fight him. If he wins, we will be your servants, but if I win, you will be our servants. Come on, send me your best man, and we will see what happens." When Saul and the Israelites heard what Goliath had to say, they were afraid and didn't know what to do. Who among them could defeat such a giant? For 40 days Goliath came down the mountain and taunted the Israelites to send him a champion, but the Israelites said nothing, and no one volunteered to fight him. Now, Jesse's 3 oldest sons had joined Saul's army and were camped with him on the mountain when Jesse sent David, his youngest son, who typically watched his father's sheep, to them with food and supplies. David left the sheep with another keeper, got up early, and made his way to his brothers. When David arrived at the Israelite camp, he greeted his brothers and watched as Goliath came out to taunt the Israelites again. He asked the men around him, "Who is this Philistine that he insults the army of the Lord God? And what will be done for the man who defeats him?" "That's Goliath, the Philistines' champion," they replied. "King Saul will greatly reward the man who kills him, give him his daughter to be his wife, and will exempt his entire family from paying taxes." When David's older brother heard what he was talking about, he was angry and thought David just wanted to see people fight. But David believed the Lord was with Israel and would fight for them. When Saul heard what David had to say, he called him to him. David said to the king, "No one has to be afraid. I will fight this Philistine." "You are only a boy," Saul answered. "You cannot fight him. He has been a warrior since his youth." "My king," David replied, "I keep my father's sheep, and when a lion or a bear came after them, I went after it and killed it. The Lord who kept me safe from the paw of the lion and bear will keep me safe from this Philistine." "May the Lord be with you, but put on my armor to keep you safe." David put on Saul's armor, but he could not move in it because he wasn't used to it. "Your Majesty, I cannot wear these because I am not used to them. Let me fight like I do when I protect my sheep." David took off the armor, took his staff in one hand and his sling in another, chose 5 smooth stones from the river and put them in his shepherd's bag, and went down to meet Goliath. When Goliath saw him coming, he laughed and said, "Am I a dog that you should come to fight me with a stick? Come on and fight me. I will surely win." "You come to fight with a sword and a spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, who you mock," David answered. "And he will give me the victory over you and the army of the Philistines, so that the world will know that there is a God in Israel, and he saves not by a sword or a spear, but he fights for us." With that, David ran quickly forward to the battle line, pulled out one of the stones from his bag, put it in his sling, and let it fly toward Goliath. It hit him right in the forehead, and that great towering giant came crashing down. The Philistines were in shock that a boy had killed their champion and ran away with the Israelite army fast on their heels.